topic name. So welcome to Vanik YouTube classes, the initiative taken by mega institution. We are today to discuss the party system. Actually, there was another topic mentioned in your in the schedule. Role of civil service in India, both in state and center. But we shall discuss the party system in India. That is also a formal and informal organizations. Formal organization is political party system in India, or you can say political parties in India. We shall discuss. So political parties in India meaning, what is the meaning of political parties? Meaning of political parties. So first of all, let me tell you what we will discuss in this chapter. We shall discuss in this chapter the meaning of political parties, and there are major party systems in India, like multi-party system. There are different types of systems in there. We can discuss, and another is the characteristic of party system in India. Then we shall discuss the recognition of various parties, like by the Election Commission of India, National Party and State Party. We shall also discuss the mm, uh, we shall also discuss the you can say the role of regional parties in India. Then classification of regional parties. There are various bases, rise of regional parties, the regions, role of regional parties in national politics and state politics also, and then demerits of regional parties, we can say. Okay, so you should have a brief idea about the party system in India. But before that, let me tell you what is the meaning of party system, a political party, or what is the exact definition of political party. First of all, political parties are voluntary organizations or voluntary associations. You can say voluntary association, or you can say organized groups of individuals who share the same political views, or ideologies, same political views or ideologies, and try to gain political power. Constitutional means try to gain constitutional means and work for national unity and integrity. If you look at the definition, a political party is a voluntary organization. First of all, it is a voluntary organization. I mean, anybody can join it. It is not, there is no such special qualification to join a political party. Anybody can join if he is a citizen of India. And it is who share the same political views, who share the same political views or ideologies, and try to gain political power, try to gain political power, try to gain political power through constitutional means election, not by force, not by force or not by any other illegal means or unconstitutional means, but through constitutional means. They want to get power like through democratic election under universal adult franchise, and they work for national unity and integrity also. So these are broader definition of political parties. Remember, the significance of political parties are very important. What is the need for a political party? What are the need for a political party? So first of all, we should relate the need for a political party. Need for political parties in democracy, political parties in a democracy. What are the needs? Actually, for most citizens, democracy is equal to political parties. We need political parties because parties contest elections. Parties play a decisive role in making laws for a country. Parties form and run government. And parties play the role of opposition. Parties shape public opinion. Parties provide. Without political party, there would have been no unanimity and there would have been no government. If all people contest election individually and all will be independent members, independently elected members, then who will form the government? There may not be consensus or unanimity among the independently elected government, and it will be difficult to form the government. It will be difficult to form government. So, in the absence of in the absence of political parties, democracy cannot proceed. Democracy cannot proceed. That is also a point to be noted. Democracy cannot proceed. So we need political parties, okay, because democracy is synonymous. What is the need? What is the need for political parties? First of all, democracy for common people, for common people, democracy is synonymous with political parties. Few people know about anything about government except that they know or democracy is political parties. If someone travels to remote parts of the country and speak to the less educated citizen, one will come across people who may not know anything about our constitution or about the nature of our government. But chances are there they would know something about our political parties. At the same time, this visibility does not mean popularity. Most people tend to be very critical of political parties. They tend to blame parties for all that is wrong with our democracy and our political life. Therefore, it is natural to ask, do we need political parties at all? About 100 years ago, there were few countries of the world that had any political party. Now there are few countries that do not have parties. Why did political parties become so omnipresent in democracy all over the world? Okay, why do we need it? So first of all, we need because there are different type of they play the role of the if independent members, if there is in the absence of political parties, all elected members will be independent in nature, and there may not be unanimity, there may not be consensus among them to form the government, and it will be almost difficult for to form the government for the nation. That is why this is the reason why need a political party, because if a single party gains majority in the house, then they will definitely form the government. So these are the reasons. Then what are the functions? What are the components of political party? A political party has three components: the leaders, components. Number two, in the absence, just right, in the absence of political parties, it would be almost difficult to form government. Then components of political parties. There are three components of political parties, like the leaders, the active members, and the followers. That is called components. Then what are the uh, functions of political parties in a democracy? Okay, what are the functions of political parties? In other words, in other word, you can say more and more countries are following the method of selecting their candidates to contest elections. In other countries like India, top party leaders choose candidates for contesting elections. So, party's first function is to contest elections. Contesting election is a fundamental function of political parties. Elections are fought to mainly among the candidates put up by the political parties. Parties select their candidates in different ways. In some countries like USA, members and supporters of the party choose the candidates, but in most countries like India, in some countries like India, where top leaders choose the members. So that is the contesting election. Number two, they put up, they put forward different policies and programs. Okay, they choose political parties. Each of us may have different opinion and views on what policies are suitable for the society, but no government can handle such a large variety of views. In a democracy, a large number of similar opinions have to be grouped together to provide a direction in which policies can be formulated by governments. This is what the parties do. A party reduces a vast multitude of opinion into a single one or into a comprehensive one opinion into a few basic positions which it supports, into a few basic positions expected to base its policies on the line taken by ruling party. So put forward different policies and programs and brings a consensus among divergent policies, make it a comprehensive one and unified one and may implement it in the country. Then parties play a decisive role in making laws for a country. Number three, play a decisive role in the play a decisive role in the making of law in India. Okay, so that is a decisive role in the policy formulations, making laws. Formally, laws are debated and passed in the legislature, but since most of the members of the legislature belong to a party, they go by direction of the party leadership, irrespective of their personal opinions. So, they are play. That means the members of parliament are also members of a political party, most of them, except certain a handful of independent members, but most of them are members of political parties, so they have become the members of the parliament, and hence they are called lawmakers. So the party members have to vote or have to go in favor of the policy which are favored by their party, irrespective of their personal opinion. That is also a point to be remembered. And that happens. And in case a party goes against the direction of the party, under Anti-Defection Act 1985, he or she would be disqualified. Okay, that is number 3. Number 4, the form and run government. As you noted last year, the big policy decisions are taken by political executive that comes from political parties. Political parties recruit leaders, train them, and then make them ministers to run the government in the way they want. So the ruling party or the majority party form the government and it becomes the executive. It is the most outstanding and most fundamental role of the government. Hmm. Play the role of the parties who lose in the election or who does not secure majority in the election. Play the role of opposition. They have an important role to play in our political system. They voice different views and criticizes government for its failure or wrong policies. So they are inherent or essential part of democracy. Success of democracy also depends upon them. Okay. So that is number 5. Number 6. They play a positive role in defining the public opinion of the state. They shape public opinion. They raise and highlight issues. Parties have lakhs of members and activists spread all over the country. Many of the pressure groups are the extension of political parties among different sections of society. Parties sometimes to launch movements for the resolution of problems faced by people. Often opinions in the society crystallize on the line of political parties take. So they give meaning to the grievances of the people. They create public opinion. Many pressure groups are also an extension of political parties. So that is on number 6. Number 7. Provide people Parties help people understand government machinery and welfare schemes. For any ordinary citizen, it is easy to approach a local party leader than a government officer. That is why they feel close to parties even when they do not fully trust them. Parties have to be responsive to people's needs and demands. Otherwise, people can reject them, those parties. So these are the major functions of the political parties that we have noted. There are seven functions of political parties. Kindly look at them. They contest elections. They can put forward different parties and programs, policies and programs. They play a decisive role in the making of laws in India. They form and run government. They play the role of opposition party. They shape public opinion. They provide people access to government machinery and welfare schemes. Without political parties, therefore, democracy is a nullity. We can understand the necessity of political parties by imagining a situation without parties. Every candidate in the election will be independent. So no one will be able to make any promise to the people about any major policy changes. The government may be formed, but its utility will remain even uncertain. Elected representatives will be accountable to their constituency for what they do in the locality, but no one will be responsible for how the country will be run. Although the parties do not contest formally, it is generally noticed that the villages get split into more than one factions, each of which have a panel of its candidates. This is exactly what party does. That is the reason why we find political parties in almost all countries in the world, whether these countries are big or small, old or new, developed or developing. I mean, political parties are a omnipresent phenomenon, we can say. The rise of political parties is indirectly linked to the emergence of representative democracy. Okay, so in a representative democracy, the need for a political party is a must. Okay, then how many parties should we have? In a democracy, any group of citizens is free to form a political party. Okay, next we shall call how many political parties should we have? In a democracy, then any group of citizens is formed, so there is no limit at all to how many numbers of political parties should be there. In a formal sense, there are large number of political parties. More than 750 political parties are registered with the Election Commission of India, but not all these parties are serious contenders in the election. Usually, only a handful parties are effectively in the race to win election and form the government. So the question then is how many major parties are good for a democracy? In some countries, only one party is allowed to control and run the government. They are called one-party system. In class X, we noted in China only there are only Communist Party is allowed to rule. Although legally speaking, people are free to form political parties, does not happen because the electoral system does not permit free competition for power. We cannot consider one party system as a good option because this is not a democratic option. Any democratic system must allow at least two parties to compare in elections and provide a fair chance for competing parties to come to power. In some countries, power usually changes between two main groups. Several other parties may exist, contest election, win few seats in the national legislature, but only the two main parties have serious chance of winning majority of seats to form government. Such party system is called two-party system. The United States of America and two United States of Kingdom in United Kingdom are examples of two-party system. In several parties compete for power, and more than two parties have a reasonable chance of coming to power either on their own strength or in alliance. We call it a multi-party system. Thus, India, we have a multi-party system in the system. The government is formed by various parties coming together. Whether when several parties in a multi-party system join hands for the purpose of contesting election and winning power, it is called an alliance or a front. For example, in India, there are three major such alliances in 2004 parliamentary election, like National Democratic Front, United Progressive Alliance, and the Left Front. Multi-party system often appears. Multi-party system often appears very messy and leads to political instability. At the same time, this system allows a variety of interests and opinions to enjoy political representation. So, which is better? Perhaps the best answer to this very question is that this is not a very good question. But system is not something any country can choose. It evolves over a long time. So its social and regional divisions, its history, politics, its system of elections, these cannot be changed quickly. Okay, that is the meaning of political parties. Then there are, so in the case of types of political parties, how many political parties? We should have, we have three major categories of like your single party system or one party system. Number two, your bi-party system or two-party system. And number three, multi-party system. Got it? On the basis of the nature, characteristic of political parties in a democratic state, we can divide the political parties into various types, like reactionary parties and conservative parties, liberal parties, and radical parties. Reactionary parties cling to the old socio-economic political institutions. Conservative parties which believe in the status quo, and the liberal parties aim to change the existing system and bring out the and compensate the loopholes, and radical parties establish aims at establishing a new order by overthrowing the existing station. Okay, so on the basis of your characteristic, on the basis of number one. So kindly look at the division of political party into on the basis of nature. There are reactionary parties. Reactionary parties cling to the old rules, old systems, old socio-economic and political institutions. Conservative parties, they believe in the status quo as it is. Liberal parties aim at establishing uh, liberal society by reforming the existing system, by bringing changes in the existing system. So liberal parties aimed at reforming the existing institution, and radical parties aim at establishing a new order by overthrowing the old system, by overthrowing the existing institution. So in the basis of their classification of on the basis of ideologies, political scientists divide the parties into left, secular, and rightist, particular centrist party and racial party. So the political parties have placed the radical parties on the left and the liberal parties in the center. So radical parties like Communist Party of India, Communist parties are Marxist, Leninist. So they are radical parties. Radical parties. So radical parties are left parties. Liberal parties are centrist, and these are the right. So these are on the basis of ideologies, ideological differences. One is rightist parties and reactionary party and conservative party. They are called rightist like BJP and others. Liberal party is a centrist, is your liberal party, and it is a centrist party, is mostly secular in nature. Okay. So as I have discussed one party system, that is the categories type. There are three kinds of party system as we have discussed. One party system, that is in the form of communist country like USSR and East European country China. Then two party system, USA Britain, multi party system and a number of political parties leading to formation and constitution of coalition government as well. Hmm? Okay. So party system in India. Yes, we are discussing that China and USA UK has two party system. Then we have also you can say USSR, Soviet Russia and East of European countries. Okay. Then we shall come to the party system in India, the characteristic of party system in India. Okay. Now we shall discuss the characteristic of political parties. Is Indian multiple party system, and we have multi-party system in France, Switzerland, and Italy also. A number of political parties took the formation of coalition in France, Switzerland, France, France, Switzerland, Italy also. Italy, they have multi-party system. Okay, these are the things now. Characteristic of party system. First of all, there are a number of characteristics about it. First of all, the major characteristic is multi-party system. Then India has had A multi-party system. Multi-party system. Why? Why we should have? Why we have chosen, or why there is a rise of large number of political parties in India? What factors have led to the rise? Factors leading to multi-party system. Number one, number one, nearly continental sites. Nearly continental size of the country. Diversity of Indian society. Diversity of Indian society. Number three, adoption of adoption of uniform adult suffrage and unique political process have led to the emergence of political parties. We have, as I told you, we have more than 750 political parties registered with the Election Commission of India. On the eve of 17th Lok Sabha elections, there were 7 national parties, 52 state parties, and 2,354 registered parties. India has all the categories of political parties: left parties, central parties, right parties, communist parties, non-communist parties, and so on. Okay, so that is the reason why we have multi-party system. Number two, single party system. Single dominant. Single dominant party. In spite of multi-party system in India, India was dominated by Congress for a long period of time since 1947. Hence, Rajni Kothari, an eminent political eminence, says, prefer to call Indian party system as one party dominant system or the Congress system. The dominant position enjoyed by the Congress has been during decline since 1967. With rise of regional parties other than national parties like Janata Dal 1989 and the BJP, leading to development of a competitive multi-party system. Okay, that is also a condition. Number three, lack of clear ideology. Just a minute. So that is called lack of clear ideologies. So, but apart from varying from few parties like CPI, Communist Party of India, most of the political parties, BJP also, most of the political parties have no clear-cut ideology. Almost every party advocate democracy, secularism, socialism, and Gandhism. More than this, every party, including the so-called ideological parties, is guided by only one consideration, that is power capture. Thus, politics has become issue based rather than ideology, and pragmatism has replaced the commitment to principles. So, in most of the parties in India, you can see there is no clear cut ideology apart from few parties, and sometimes ideologies are sacrificed and issues are given priority. So, it is mostly issue based and rarely sticks to any principles. Number three. Number four, personality cult. Personality cult. That is personality worshipping. Parties are organized around an eminent leader who becomes more important than the party and its ideology. They are known by their leaders rather than by their manifesto. In fact, the popularity of the Congress was due to the towering popularity of the leaders like Nehru, Indira Gandhi, and Rajiv Gandhi. Similarly, regional parties in various states are centered around the popularity of their founding members. AIDMK in Tamil Nadu, TTP in Andhra Pradesh got identified with MG Ramachandran and NT Ramarao respectively. In Odisha, Biju Janata Dal has been in place because of the personality or popularity of Navin Patnaik in this regard. And several political parties also bear the name of their leaders, popular leaders, like Biju Janata Dal named after Biju Patnaik, and the Congress I is based on Indira Gandhi Congress. Okay, there are a number of things you have to see that the parties based on personality cult. Number 5. Number 6, based on traditional factors. In Western countries, political parties are formed on the basis of socio-economic and political programs. On the other hand, a large number of political parties in India are formed on the basis of religion, caste, language, culture, race, and so on. Parties like Shiv Sena, Muslim League, Hindu Mahasabha, Akali Dal, Muslim Majlis, Bahujan Samaj Party, Republican Party, so on. They are formed on the basis of some traditional factors. These parties work for the promotion of communal and sectional interest, thereby undermine the general public interest. Number 6, 7, number 5, number 6. Number 6 is emergence of regional parties. Emergence of regional parties. Another significant characteristic of Indian party system is the advent of or emergence of several large number of regional parties and their growing role. Until 1960s, there was a domination of single party not only at the center but also in the states. Congress ruled the roost. It had domination across the country. But after the death of Nehru, there was a dilution in the domination of single party, and it has led to different emergence of different political parties just even before Nehru. But the emergence of regional parties can be seen a development after 1960s. They have become, even most of them have become ruling parties in several states like BJD in Odisha, DMK or AIDMK in Tamil Nadu, Akali Dal in Punjab, Assam Gana Parishad in Assam, National Conference in Jammu and Kashmir, Janata Dal United in Bihar, and your RJD also in Bihar, Rashtriya Janata Dal, and your Samajwadi Party in Uttar Pradesh. So there are so many examples. You can see that the role of regional parties in India is growing at a faster pace, and the regional parties are deciding political fate of not only of the state but also of the center. They play a very crucial role in the formation of government in the center sometimes. So they have come to play a significant role in the national politics due to coalition government at the center. In 1984 election, PDP was the largest opposition party in Lok Sabha. So emergence of regional party is also a significant development in the political history of India, obviously, and the regional parties also play a decisive role in the formation and running of the government at the center. Number 7, factions and defections. Factionalism, defections, splits, mergers, fragmentation, polarization, and so on have been important aspect of functioning of political parties. Lust for power and material considerations have made the politicians to leave their party and join another party and start a new party. The practice of defection gained greater currency after the fourth general election 1967. And there has been open defections often defections by political party members, creating a troubled political situation in India for considerably for a long period of time. The phenomenon caused political instability both at the center and states. Thus, there are two Janata Dal, there are two TDPs, there are two DMKs, there are two Communist parties, there are two more than multiple number of divisions in the Congress party, three Akali Dals, three Muslim leagues, and so on. So it is because not because of the for the national interest, but because of the material gain and lost for power has made it, and it is one of the darker side of the political party system in India. Number 8, lack of effective opposition. It is lack of effective opposition. So, in the growing time, in the present context, you will see that opposition is lacking or conspicuously absent in the Indian political system. But remember, an effective opposition is key to the success of democracy or representative democracy. It checks the autocratic tendencies of the ruling party and provides an alternative government. However, in the last 50 years, an effective, strong, organized, viable national opposition could never emerge except in flashes. Opposition parties have no unity and very often adopt mutually conflicting positions with respect to ruling party. They have failed to play a constructive role in the functioning of the body politics and in the process of rule nation building. So India is lacking effective opposition since the beginning. It is a common trait, and that is the darker side of the Indian democracy. Because a democracy requires, or exactly the parliamentary democracy requires opposition, and they should be also considerably strong in number, but that has not taken place in India. There have been always there is always a chance of ruling party getting a more number of seats in the elections. That is the point. Okay, so that is the things. So these are the characteristic of political party in India. Okay, so there are multi-party system, and I told you the number of regions for multi-party system in India, and there is single dominant party system, political party, lack of clear ideologies, lack of clear ideologies, personality cult, and whether it's hero worshipping based on traditional factors. Most of the parties cling to traditions and thereby trade in emotion of the people. There is emergence of regional parties after general in the fourth general election 1967. There have been emergence of regional parties in India, especially Odisha also. Factions and defections, lack of effective opposition is also a factor of, or also a characteristic of body system in India. And this is the main reason why we call that India has party system but without any ideology. India has political party system, political parties, but lacks an effective party system. These are the reasons. Reasons like traditional based parties are growing in number, and it is characterized by factional defections, and there is no effective opposition in the parliament. So this is the reason. This is the thing also. Okay. Now we shall proceed to a recognition of political parties in India. If you say political parties, so the Election Commission of India is the sole authority to grant recognitions to political parties, registered political parties for the purpose of elections, and grant them recognition as national and state parties on the basis of their performance. First of all, Election Commission of India is the sole authority to register political parties and it grants recognition of political parties it grants recognition to political parties. It grants recognition to political parties as The other political parties, recognition granted to political parties also enables them to determines it also enables them to certain privileges like allocation of the party symbols, provisions of time for political broadcasts on the state-owned television and radio stations, and access to electoral rolls. And also, not only they need one proposer for filing nominations, whereas the independent candidate requires many. These parties are allowed to have 40 star campaigners during the time of elections, and registered unrecognized parties are allowed to have 20 star campaigners. The travel expenses of these star campaigners are not included in the election expenditure of the candidates and their parties. Every national party is authorized a symbol exclusively reserved for its own throughout the country. Similarly, every state party is allotted a symbol exclusively reserved for its use in the state or states in which it is so recognized. A registered unrecognized party, on the other hand, can select a symbol from a list of the certain symbols as reserved symbols which are meant for candidates set up by recognized parties, and others as free symbols which are meant for other candidates. Okay, so these are the things. And remember, the Election Commission of India does everything related to political parties. So we shall now see how the what are the criteria are maintained to grant recognition to political parties in India. So we shall see recognition to political party or even like national party. Secures 6% of valid votes polled in four or more states in a general election or assembly election. In general election, to a lesser Vidhan Sabha with with four seats in Lok Sabha from 2% of seats in Lok Sabha from three states. Recognized recognized as a national political party, sorry, recognized as a state political party, or you can say state party in four states. So this is the major. Okay, so these are the three criteria as you can see, and they are called the criteria for national political parties. There are three criteria as you have noticed. There are three political criteria. Okay, now we shall see the recognition to state political parties in India. Okay, now we shall come to recognition of condition to state party. So there are three methods you can examine. You can see there are three methods for a political party to be recognized. Either one of them. Next, recognition to state party. Number one, secures 6% of valid votes. 6% of valid votes. 6% of valid votes polled in the state. Election. General election to the Legislative Assembly of the state. Election to State Legislative Assembly, and at least at least wins 2 seats in the SLA, or 6% of valid votes polled in the state in a general election to Lok Sabha from the state and in and at least one seat in the Lok Sabha from the state, or number 3, if a party wins 3% of the seats in Legislative Assembly at least in a general election to the Legislative Assembly of the state concerned, or 3 seats, whichever is more. 3 seats, 3% of 3% of seats in the assembly, or 3 seats in the assembly whichever is more. Number 4, win one fourth seat in the Lok Sabha, 1/4 of the seats in Lok Sabha allotted for the state. allocated for the state. Number 5, securing securing 8% 8% of the valid votes polled in the elections to Lok Sabha or Vidhan Sabha, and that is this provision was added in 2011. So the number of recognized parties keeps changing on the basis of their performance in general election. On the eve of 7th general election, we had 7 national parties, 52 state parties, and 2,334 unrecognized parties in the country. The national party is also known as All India Party. The state party is also known as regional party, and in 2019 general election, there are 7 national parties, 52 state parties, and 354 registered unrecognized parties. So these are the broad picture of your party emergency. Party position in India. Remember, these parties, this status is not permanent. It starts from, it keeps changing because many parties may be unrecognized, may lose their recognition as national political party or state political party depending upon their performance. Okay, there are All India Trinamool Congress, Bahujan Samaj 2, Bharatiya Janata Party 3, Communist Party of India 4, Marxist 5, National Congress 6, Nationalist Congress Party 7. And what about All India uh, India, All India Jutamara Aam Aadmi Party, Trinamool Congress 1, Communist Party, National People's Party. In December 22, after Gujarat legislative election, Aam Aadmi Party has fulfilled the criteria of being 9th National Party of India. It is in the middle of the process of getting the official recognition National Party by Election Commission of India. So we have, we can say, notice the uh, national political parties. So national political parties in India at present are about completely, we have 8 national parties like your BSP, Bahujan Samaj Party, or symbol elephant achi. Number 2, Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, there is Lotus. Number 3, CPI-M, only CPI, Communist Party of India, and it has years of corn, and Sikkim. Therefore, number 4, CPI-M, Hammer Sickle Star, Hammer, Sickle and Star. Number 5, Indian National Congress, INC, and number 6, Nationalist Congress Party, Clock, All India Trinamool Congress, Flowers and Grass. Number 8, National People's Party, which book. And in recent times, in 2022, Aam Aadmi Party has been considered for recognition as national party as its performance in Punjab. So now it may be declared as the 9th national party in India. Apart from that, there are several political parties in several states. Prominent among the parties are many. Okay, so there are regional parties like Telangana Rashtra Samiti in Andhra Pradesh, Telugu Desam Party, then YSRCP, in Assam also All India Democratic Front, AUDF, Assam Gana Parishad, Bodoland People's Front. Okay, there are also in Bihar, that is Janata Dal Secular. Sorry, in Bihar there is Rashtriya Janata Dal RJD, and there is also mm, in Bihar Janata Dal, Lok Janshakti Party, Rashtriya Janata Dal. In Chhattisgarh there is Janata Congress Chhattisgarh. That is another is Goa Maharashtrawadi Gomantak Party, Haryana Indian National Lokdal. Okay, so these are number of parties. Kindly have a study about the regional party system in India. There are several prominent parties like Shiv Sena in Maharashtra, BJD in Odisha, Maharashtra Navanirbhan Sena in Maharashtra, Kerala Congress in Kerala, Revolutionary Socialist Party in Kerala, Janata Dal S in Karnataka, Jharkhand Mukti Morcha in Jharkhand, and there are Indian National Lokdal in Haryana, and your Chhattisgarh Janata Congress in JCC. Okay, so these are the parties and party function. Now we shall discuss the role of regional party. Features, characteristic of regional party. Regional parties. Regional parties have in recent times have played a decisive role not only in the state politics but also in national politics. Then what are the premises of regional parties? A limited base, specified region, and limited. So regional parties of specified region, they operate within the state. So they would have extraterritorial jurisdiction beyond the state, and they limited electoral base. They are not pan-Islamic, pan-Indian base. ତାପରେ they popularize regional interest and identifies identities identifies with a particular political cultural ethnic group mainly focused on utilization of mainly focused on regional resources. Okay, political deserver, so mostly regional parties come up to address the regional needs. It is because of emergence. Number two, economic disparities and Regional imbalances of the okay. Charismatic personality of regional leaders, role of and politics, alienation and discontentment of tribals or tribal groups. Okay, so I have noted 10 major reasons for the emergence of regional political parties in India. You can examine them, the reasons, but the most prominent reason is failure of regional political parties. to address the regional needs and aspirations. One factor was there, the central parties like Congress, BJP and others have not shown much regards to the regional interests or regional problems needs regional solutions. Hence, there was emergence of regional parties. Economic disparity and regional imbalances in development is also a very viable or a very strong reason for emergence of regional parties in India. There are other factors also as viable as strong as others. Reorganization of states on the basis of language is also a factor, and that led to the formation of new states, and simultaneously new problems crop up. And failure of national parties to address regional issues that we have discussed. Charismatic personality of regional parties that we have noted, like the All India Tribunal Congress centers around the charismatic personality of Mamata Banerjee. So also BJD related to Navin Patnaik, and DMK, all are center-based or personality-based parties. Imposing centralizing tendency, which has been a characteristic of quasi-federal system, has also been sometimes debated and targeted. Many states clamor for state autonomy, and they demand more and more autonomy in India, which has not taken place. That is also a factor. Alright. So these are the factors, and that rose to national level of political parties. As you can see, and with regards to role of regional parties, sometimes they can be divided also on certain grounds, certain categories. Regional parties that are based on regional culture or ethnicity, like Akali Dal, National Conference, DMK, IDMK, Telugu Desam, Shiv Sena, Assam Gana Parishad, Mizo National Front, Jharkhand Mukti Morcha. Regional parties which have an all India outlook but lack national electoral base: Indian National Lokdal, All India Forward Bloc, Revolutionary Socialist Party, Samajwadi Party, Nationalist Congress Party, and so on. Those regional parties which have been formed by a split in the national parties, for example, Bengal Congress, Bangla Congress, Bharatiya Kranti Dal, Utkala Congress, Kerala Congress, Telangana Congress, Biju Janata Dal, Rashtriya Janata Dal, Janata Party, Samajwadi, okay, and which have been formed by individual personality. There are Lok Janshakti Party, Haryana Vikas Parishad, Himachal Vikas Parishad, Congress J, and so on. So several bases are there, and rise of regional parties are very helpful also. They have provided better governance and stable government at the regional level. They have posed challenge to the one party dominant system in the country, and they have made strong impact on the nature and course of center-state relations also. The tension areas in center-state relations and the demand for grant of greater autonomy made the central leadership more responsive to the needs of their regional actors. They have made politics more competitive and popular participation in political process. They have widened the choice of voters for in both parliamentary and assembly elections. They have increased political consciousness of the people and also their interest in politics. They bring into focus the local and regional issues with immediate effect. They provide check balance against the dictatorial tendency of the central government. They oppose the ruling party at the center on central issues and force the dominant party to be more reasonable. They have also contributed towards the functioning of parliamentary democracy. In a parliamentary democracy, the minority must have its say, the majority must have its way. And the regional parties have played this role successfully by being ruling parties in some states and opposition parties at the center. They have exposed the partisan role of the governor in the appointment and dismissal of the chief ministers, bringing various issues before the apex court. After the dawn of era of coalition politics, the regional parties have assumed an important role in national politics. They have joined the coalition government from center and share power with the national parties. Okay, so emergence of coalition has added strength to the regional parties. So regional parties, but one of the demerits is that they promote regional interest and also give strength to casteism, linguism, communism, and tribalism. They are also responsible for lack of resolution of interstate water disputes, interstate border disputes, other wider states. They have not included. They bring decision making. We have already decision making and policy making by the coalition government at the center. They force the central leadership to yield their demands. They promote bargaining federalism, as said by Maurice Jones. They also promote bargaining federalism. Okay. So this we have come to know the notice, come to the notice of the system of party structure in India, and we have discussed broadly the provisions, characteristics, and the number of political parties. Remember, the recognition granted to political parties in India are not permanent. They are subject to change basing upon the performance of the respective political parties or their members. So it is not a constant or a permanent recognition given to the parties. And there are more than 200, 300 parties as unregistered, registered, unrecognized parties. They play a very vital role also. Okay. In the next class, we shall be starting with other new chapter. We shall see that chapter also. Alright. So this is all about your today's class. We will come to you bringing a new chapter, bringing a new chapter. Okay. So let me end the class today here. I shall be coming back to you with new chapter and if possible some questions also. Thank you very much for holding us, watching us continuously. Give your review, give your views on these sites and add your constructive comments also. Okay, so that is the things. Thank you very much for watching us.